you want to build good relationships and you're going to keep good relationships with people because
Yeah.
you never know who's talking about you, who's referring you, right?
Yeah.
You want to have good character because your characters will get is what gets you in the door. I'm sorry,
Absolutely.
something. It'll get you in the door.
Hmm.
People give you a chance, right? You can't be too timid. You have to be outspoken, right? And be
Hmm.
firm on your beliefs and be able to just show and prove. When it's your time, girl, you got to be on it.
Yeah.
On it. You can't play around in that moment.
Polish in my hand, I'm ready to create each nail a masterpiece. I can hardly wait. Soft pastels or vibrant hues, each tells a tale in their artistry of nails. Nothing ever fails. With each swirl and twirl, let the magic begin in this kingdom of gloss. There's no end to the wind. Gloss on my fingertips, watch them shine bright. Painted like a canvas, colors taking flight. Feeling fierce and fabulous, I'm ready to ignite. Slaying the nail game every single night. Nails and beauty talk with Asia the bird. Nails and beauty talk with Asia.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nails and Beauty Talk. I am your host, Asia the Bird. Today, I have a very special guest with us today. She is the owner of She's Polished New York. Please welcome Angie. Hello, Angie, and welcome.
Hi guys. Thank you for having me, Asia.
Yes, absolutely. You're most welcome. So I want to go ahead and get started by asking where you're originally from and tell us a little about your upbringing.
I am originally from Panama. I was born in Panama. I
Mm-hmm.
came to United States when I was 5, and then I was raised in Brooklyn, New York.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really, really cool. So how did you get exposed to the nail industry?
So I got exposed at the age of about 12, but I didn't start really doing nails until I was 13. My aunt came in from Panama and her sisters, and they used to do nails and hair in Panama. And so
Mm-hmm.
they would do it here at my grandmother's house because that's where they were staying.
Right.
And I just, I told her I wanted to learn, and she taught me. She was teaching me little things here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started going to the nail salon myself, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think that this is supposed to be painted this way. I don't think I'm supposed to have polish on my skin. And then I really got interested in, like, all right, I'm gonna try to do this myself. My aunt helped me
Right.
out a little bit more because she polished nicely, neat. And so I just hit the ground running from there. And then I started doing everybody's nails, and they let me. I don't know why, but they did. They trusted me,
Right. Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
did. I'm grateful that they did.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, most definitely. Now, what was like your school experience like as far as like grade school, college, beauty school, and things of that nature?
Sorry, what? Say that again. What was my what? I
So,
didn't
what
hear
has
you.
been like your school experience like as far as like grade
Oh,
school, beauty
gotcha.
school, stuff like that?
So yes, coming from a country like Panama, my mom was always like, school is first. I don't care what you do after, but school is first. So
Hmm.
I, went through the whole school experience, elementary school, junior high school. I then graduated and I went to the Johnson and Wales University in Miami,
Hmm.
and I'm a major in criminal justice and psychology. I have a bachelor's in that. But I never stopped doing nails. I actually did nails in college.
Hmm.
I did nails in college. I did nails before college. I did nails after I graduated high school. I actually went, I didn't go to college right away.
Hmm.
I waited like 2 years. And
Hmm.
then after 9/11 happened, I was still trying to figure out, like, what am I supposed to be doing? I didn't want to be in New
Hmm.
York anymore. So then I
Hmm.
decided to go. And even
Right.
while in college, I worked at Adidas, but I still did nails on the side in my dorm room.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, what made you like study like what made you study like criminal justice? Like, what interests you in terms of that?
Oh my God. I love, I don't know what it is. I just loved criminal justice. I'm like, I know if I went to school for anything else, I wouldn't have graduated. I wasn't interested. Even now, like after I'm
Hmm.
done doing nails for the day, I will literally sit on the couch and watch documentaries about crime all day long. Like that is like my love language. Leave me alone. Let me watch my documentaries. My family thinks I'm crazy, but hey, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what is something that you love the most about your job as a nail artist and nail tech?
Something that I love the most. Top is being able to be creative, and just
Mm.
kind of be free. My clients let me pretty much do what I want to do.
Right.
I'm actually kind of a nail bully sometimes, but they trust me enough to let me do what I want to do. Right? They
Mhm.
trust me enough, being free and being able to make my own schedule. I
Right.
love that freedom.
Mhm.
Not having to respond to anyone, just kind of do my own schedule and the freedom to create.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, most definitely. So I want to get into this other question. So you co-owned a boutique style nail salon. So what was that experience co-owning a nail salon, and what were some of the things you learned from that experience?
So the first time, so after I graduated college, I went into case management, right? Because
Right.
I thought I wanted to be like a FBI agent, parole officer. That's what that was the career, right, that I was going into.
Right.
And you needed case management experience
Mhm.
to do those things. So I
Mhm.
became a case manager at a foster care agency. I
Right.
did that for like 3 years, but I still did nails on the side. I never stopped
Mhm.
doing nails. Um, and I was just so frustrated and tired of being. I'm like, this is annoying. I can't do this anymore. So I started
Right.
going to nail school in the nighttime because I knew I needed a license. I
Right.
started doing nail school in the night in the part time, and I already had my daughter was like 1 or 2 years old at the
Mhm.
time. And after I got my nail license, I finished school. I took the test. I went in and I quit my job. I was like,
Mhm.
I quit. I'm not doing this anymore. It just wasn't fulfilling to me. It wasn't
Right.
fulfilling. A lot of hours, underpaid. I was exhausted, and so by the time I was 30, I had spoken to one of my best friends who I consider a sister. I was like, I, I want to open up a nail salon.
Mhm.
And she was like, okay, let's do it. I was like,
Mhm.
what? She was like, yeah, let's do it. That I was
Mhm.
like, okay. And we did it. Like it took a
Yeah.
while, but we did it. So that was like
Right.
my first time ever owning a business. And I'll tell you, it was a learning experience for both of us. So
Right.
I had the idea, she had the money, right? She's much older than me. So she has more life experience. Um, I learned uh that just doing nails to open up a nail salon is not the only thing. You need
Mhm.
to know the business side of it. It was trial and error. It was tough. It
Right.
was a beautiful salon. The concept was amazing, and it was called Very Polished. Um, and there was nothing like it in Brooklyn,
Mhm.
right? Because when I finished my nail class, my nail school, I wanted to work at a nail salon. My teacher, who was amazing, Miss Sheila Cotto,
Mhm.
she was like, "You need to work at a nail salon, but not just any nail salon." So she got me a job at this nail salon in Tribeca. It's like the rich people, right, area here in
Right. Right.
Manhattan. Um, and they did no gels. It was all just regular nail polish. It was nothing of what I wanted to do, no art, but I needed that lesson in a nail salon, right?
Right.
You need to
Yeah.
know how to work in a nail salon. It's a
Right.
process to this nail thing. So working
Yeah.
there taught me a lot. I made a lot of money, and I'm like, they charge $100 for a manicure. Cool. It was insane to me, right? It was
Mhm.
unheard of, but people paid it. So I went from there to open up the salon. That helped a lot. And in the salon, it was a learning curve. You had to learn how to manage people, how to manage money, everything. I learned what we call SOP, standard operating procedures.
Mhm.
I got introduced to that. I wouldn't say that I learned it there. I was
Right.
introduced to that because so my partner was like very much so standard operating, right?
Right.
I was very much so doing nails, training the girls, but because I was new to this, we were both new to this, right?
Right.
She came from the banking world. She didn't know nails. She just
Mhm.
had money, right? I knew nails, so all I did was wanted to do nails, and I didn't. Um, I didn't. What's the word? We didn't agree a lot. So
Mhm.
that was actually like the demise of our relationship in business and our relationship as friends, right? At the time. Thank
Mhm.
God, fast forward to now, we are back, we're back friends. We can actually discuss what we both did wrong, what I could have done differently. Right?
Mhm.
I needed that
Absolutely.
time apart to figure out
Right.
what I could have done differently, because after that I opened up another salon on my own. Well, me and my boyfriend did. And I only closed it because of COVID.
Mhm.
Um, because by the time we came back from COVID, it was just hard. You know, the rent in New York City is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of catch up we had to do. So I decided not to renew my lease.
Mm-hmm.
But while having that salon, I realized that I could have showed up differently in my first
Right.
salon, right? Because the things that I had to do now in this salon on my own, things that she dealt with that I didn't even care to deal with, right? The money aspect of it, I had to do all of it. So I
Mm-hmm.
saw, right, what she was doing, and I appreciated it more. I didn't agree
Right.
with the delivery then, um, but I realized what I could have done differently. It's no joke. So when people ask me about, I want to open up a nail salon, I'm like, make sure you know what you're doing. It's not just doing nails and making things pretty. It's a business that you have to run.
Yeah.
So that was my nail journey in the salon world.
Hmm. Yeah, and the thing is that, and I find it very interesting, and this is what a lot of nail artists and nail techs talk about is the worth and value. Especially when it comes down to pricing, nail services and what goes into being in the nail industry financially, and even with just being an artist alone financially. And the
Hmm.
thing is, I went to art school,
Okay.
and it was a good experience, and I learned different things of making art. But I wish I was taught more of the financial
The
aspect of
business of
things
it.
so
Hmm.
that when I get out into the real world, I understand how to navigate, especially financially and things like that. Even with when I took cosmetology courses in my high school before I got my license, I wasn't taught very much of the financial aspect of things. You know what I mean? So I think that's something that has to be touched on a lot more is the financial side of business with being an artist and a creative, but also
Yeah.
especially those of us who are in the beauty industry, the nail space specifically.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a learning curve. You have to understand equity. You got to
Yeah.
understand, your return on investment. You have to understand a lot of things that, like you said, they don't teach us. I
Hmm.
believe that the nail school in particular, I don't know about cosmetology school, but I know nail school. I think it's the ways of doing things are pretty antiquated,
Hmm.
and they need to be updated.
Mm.
They need to be
Yeah.
updated because in 2024 things are not the same.
Right.
Those same services that you're learning in nail school are not the services. They still exist, but it's not really a thing that people use. Like they don't teach you how to use gel in not New York City.
Mm-mm.
They don't teach you how to use gel, so I had to teach myself that when I got out. Right?
Mm. Yeah.
It's just pretty much just to get a license, but it's not going to really help you in
Yeah.
your endeavors when you get out, right? You're kind of lost when you get out, like, all
Yeah,
right, what
it's not
now?
gonna keep you up to date.
It's not. It's not. It's
Mm.
not.
And that's something that I think definitely state board and especially what a lot of beauty schools have to really work on is to make sure when they're teaching students everything is up to date because everything is always changing, especially technology. You know what I mean? We live in an era
Mm,
of like AI, and AI is getting more advanced and stuff, and it's
yes,
inevitable.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it's like you got to make sure that people are prepared for the industry.
Yeah, it's funny you said that because even when I was in nail school, they didn't teach us how to use the e-file machines. Like that wasn't a
Mm.
thing
Yeah.
that you were taught, right? So you had a lot of people were scared to touch that machine. It looked so complicated, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when it's just a matter of literally after you finish nail school, you have to continue the education.
Mm-hmm.
You have to
Absolutely.
continue the education. It's you're going to be really lost in this industry if you do not find people that are doing what you want to do and
Right.
take their classes if they offer it.
Mm, yeah, absolutely. So you have your own business called She's Polished New York. So
Yes.
what has that experience been like having your own nail salon, and were there any setbacks in terms of building your salon?
Oh my gosh. So She's Polished, I opened in 2018, um, and with my boyfriend, and it was great. It was beautiful. I felt like I found the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's important. If you don't have a team that can hold you down, right?
Mm,
Um, it's scary because then you're
yeah.
there 24/7 all day long,
Right.
right? You don't get a chance to get a break as a business owner as much as you would like to, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not a 9 to 5, it's a 9 to whenever, and maybe earlier than 9, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
finally found a team. I wish it was a little bit bigger,
Mm-hmm.
um, but rent in New York, it
Through
just
the
doesn't
roof.
make sense. The overhead is insane. Um,
Mm,
but the concept was amazing. We had an amazing space. The clients are dope. We had like, conversations, lots of salon conversations that everyone was a part of.
Mhm.
Right, the clients, we had male clients that would come in and just kind of engage in conversations with all the women in the shop. So it
Right.
was a community. It was what the neighborhood needed, right?
Mhm.
But the price wasn't reasonable. It didn't make sense anymore.
Mhm.
So I then started, I'm actually trying to move. I tried to move and do it somewhere else and it didn't work out. Um,
Mhm.
and then I kind of felt defeated after a while. I was defeated after COVID. I was just like, I'm tired. Like I just didn't want to do it anymore. I lost the love for art. I could not create. I
Mhm.
could not create. I cried a lot. It was a lot of crying days in the car so that my
Mm.
kids wouldn't see me crying, right?
Mm.
You don't want to put that burden on other people because
Right.
a lot of times people can't understand.
Mhm.
They can't understand. But little by little, I started to, get my mojo back. Another thing is I'm a perfectionist when it comes to what the place should look like, what the salon should look like, what I want to, you know, what kind of energy I want to exchange with the client,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
Because if we don't mesh, I can't really create like I want to create.
Mhm.
And my client, I was going to their houses. I started doing mobile services. I did that for like 3 months, 4 months, and I was like, all right, I'm exhausted. Like I can't do this,
Right.
right? Driving to 3 clients a day. I would
Mhm.
do 3 clients a day. I would get home and I'm defeated. I'm exhausted. Like, all right, yeah.
Mhm.
The money was great, but I just couldn't continue to do that.
Right.
So I decided that I was just gonna do it from home. And I've
Mhm.
been here ever since. It's been 2 years. I've been in my home doing
Mhm.
nails and I love it. I love
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, that's great. That's great to hear. Now, I want to get into the next question. So, how would you describe the nail scene in Brooklyn, and what would you say are the most popular nail styles in Brooklyn, New York?
Ooh, so Brooklyn, the nails that you see in Brooklyn are just like the people of Brooklyn. We are all over the place. like, like, and I wouldn't just say Brooklyn. I would just say New York City as a whole because I actually live in Manhattan. I'm from Brooklyn, but I live in Manhattan now.
Okay.
But the nail scene here, it is like, I think this is like the best we've ever been. Like, I feel like we hit like a range in art that's like
Mhm.
no limits. Do whatever you want to do, and
Mhm.
and and it's okay now, right? Before it was
Right.
like, oh, that's ghetto, that's
Mhm.
ghetto, all of that's
Yeah.
ghetto. But now we're like, shit, do it. Put the Eiffel Tower on
Mhm.
there. I want, I want the Tower of Pisa, like all of it, like,
Right.
and
Right.
I love it
Exactly.
because there's no limit, right? When
Exactly.
you're an artist, when you put limits on you, you won't create properly.
Exactly.
You won't create properly. So I think
Mhm.
that we are at an all like we're at a good place in nails in New York City as a whole. Um, and we have we have so many black nail techs. Um, you know that is so dope. Not only black nail techs, like Hispanic nail techs that are dope.
Mhm.
I'm a little bit of both. I'm Afro Latina, so you
Yeah.
know I know what it is to not be heard in this nail industry because
Mhm.
we just were not allowed in. It
Yeah.
wasn't very easy, but our people took a chance on us, right? Because I'll
Mhm.
say our people, right? They took a chance on us. It's a little hard still sometimes to navigate through that because we
Mhm.
don't really get to make the mistakes that other people get to make, right? I
Mhm.
always used to tell my
Right.
nail techs in the salon, there's a magnifying glass on you. We just got in this door. Don't fuck it up.
Mhm.
Do not fuck it up. You better stay focused and stay with. Don't worry so much about the art. Worry about the foundation, and then
Absolutely.
you'll get to the art. When the foundation is good, all is well,
Mhm.
right? So
Yeah.
I think that we are in a good space
Mhm.
creatively, and we're here. We're in the door now, and we have a seat at the table.
Mhm.
What we do with it, if we keep going into where we're going, and we
Mhm.
start to kind of support each other more, we'll be good. I see really good things for us.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad that me and you met at the Beyond the Brush event in New York City at
Yes,
Shopify, New York. And the thing is, you even mentioned about the importance of foundation because that's very, very important. Like like how I mentioned, in the panel discussion, it's like building a house.
it
The
is,
house has to be structured properly before you add the furniture and stuff inside of it.
girl.
So the thing
Listen,
is that definitely the foundation is very, very important. Also, the nail artistry too in New York, and I think it's understandable as to why it's so eclectic because you're around the fashion, district. in New York City.
Yeah.
And the fashion district is eclectic with all the street style and everybody expressing themselves in different ways. And so the thing is, with the nail industry, nails are a fashion statement. And the thing is, with black women have made such a huge contribution to the nail industry, and we're still not given, the proper credit and things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what that
It's
is.
no, it's hard, especially like if you do. I do editorial work now. I'm able to do celebrities, which I'm super grateful for.
Hmm.
Not just celebrities, but to get because you want to get your art out there. That's the whole
Right,
point of being an artist, right? You don't want to keep it
right.
to yourself. You
Hmm.
want to get it out there so the world can see your art. And um, within that industry itself, right? Even with
Yeah,
working with agencies, it's still hard for us
yeah,
to really be seen and be given a chance to.
yeah,
You still gotta, that's a whole nother hurdle, because right now you're in the door, now you gotta fight to be seen in that circle of people.
yeah. Hmm.
So that's where I'm at now. I'm fighting that battle right now. It's not easy, I tell you.
Yeah, yeah. Now, how would you describe your nail art style?
Ooh, I call it I always, okay, always, since I first opened my first salon, I would call my nail art style controlled chaos. That was the name. I'm like, this is like controlled chaos on one little finger, right? Because it's neat, but
Right,
it's chaos. It's a little bit of everything on one nail.
right.
So that's what I
Hmm.
would call.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. Now, where do you find like inspiration as far as like your nail art, and how do you combine like your culture and upbringing with your nail art?
Oh, so I'm Panamanian, and we are a mixture of people.
Hmm.
Panamanians are, um, we are white Panamanians, black Panamanians, somewhere in between. You got Asians, we are a melting pot of
Hmm.
the Caribbean
Hmm.
and Spaniards.
Hmm.
If I'm correct, hopefully I'm correct. But yes, my
Hmm.
family's colorful. And that's how I would describe my nail art. Very colorful. There's
Hmm.
no boundaries. We don't
Right.
sound like everyone else when we speak Spanish. Even when sometimes you speak English, you can't. Some Panamanians, when they speak English, they have an accent, like a Caribbean accent,
Hmm.
right? But then you start speaking Spanish. So everybody's usually like, what? Where are you from? Right? You get that
Right.
look, right?
Hmm.
Or when I start speaking Spanish, people are like, oh, I thought you was a black girl. And I'm like, I am a black girl, but I speak Spanish. Right? So
Right. Hmm.
there's that wow factor in us as a
Yeah.
people in Panama. And that's my
Hmm.
nails. There's a wow factor in my nails. I'm not afraid to go above and beyond. I'm not afraid to go crazy. And I'm really hard on myself because I always feel like, this is this is not doing what it's supposed to do. It's not giving me the wow factor. Sometimes,
Hmm.
people are like, what are you talking about? Those are dope. I'm not
Hmm.
always excited, right? Because I always
Hmm.
want to go better than I did last time.
Hmm.
So that's how I kind of bring, you know, where I'm from and how we are as a people to my nail. There's that wow factor in us. There's a wow factor in my nails. And then I also I like to call them nails for the maximalist.
Hmm.
You ever see like maximalist decor?
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
That's exactly what I love. That's what I would like to add on to my nails. That maximalist decor is just like greens and turquoises and pinks and fuchsias and yellows. That is where you can wear it all year long. It's not like a spring thing. It's not like a
Hmm.
summer thing. It's a all year round thing.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I want to switch gears and talk about doing nails for celebrities. So you have done nails for celebrities such as Janelle Monáe.
Yeah.
So for someone who wants to do nails for celebrities, what would be your advice for those who wants to work on celebrity nails?
Whew. Okay. What is my advice? I'm still navigating that.
Hmm.
What has got me here is good relationships.
Hmm.
You want to build good relationships, and you're going to keep good relationships with people, because
Yeah.
you never know who's talking about you, who's referring you, right?
Yeah.
You want to have good character, because your characters is what gets you in the door. I'm sorry,
Absolutely.
something. It'll get you in the door.
Hmm.
Um, People give you a chance, right? You can't be too timid. You have to be outspoken, right? And be
Hmm.
firm on your beliefs, and be able to just show and prove. When it's your time, girl, you got to be on it.
Yeah.
On it. You can't play around in that moment, because working with celebrities is very time sensitive, and their life is pretty much on a stop clock. ready, set, go. You got 30 minutes. So within that 30 minutes or hour, I'm just, I'm a little bit exaggerating, but
Hmm.
you gotta bring your A game to that so that they can remember you, right? Because they have access to so many things,
Right.
right? They have access to tons of nail techs, right? What
Hmm.
makes you different?
Hmm.
So within that time that you do have a moment to get with a celebrity, it's your time to show and prove.
Absolutely. Yeah, most definitely. So, what has been your journey as far as pricing your nail services and nail art? And did you find it difficult in the beginning of your career in terms of pricing your services and nail art?
Yes, in the beginning, when I first opened up my first salon, I had
Mhm.
no idea. I didn't know um, what I was getting into. I just kind of we found prices, kind of comparable to salons that looked like what we were like looked like our
Mhm.
salon, and the services that we were offering. And see, that's when business comes into play, right?
Right.
Your price is not just based on, oh, you just throw it up in the air, okay, that's what I'm going to charge. No, your price should be based on how much money you spend on your product, your
Hmm.
time, right? What is your time worth to you, right?
Hmm.
What are you going to do within that time? How much have you spent on supplies? Like, you just don't make up a number. Your
Right.
number is based on your time and your products, and where you've your value. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? How far have you come as an artist that you could say, you know what, I'm charging $250 for this nails, and
Hmm.
people will pay you. People ain't just gonna pay you $250 to do nails. You gotta show them why they should pay $250 for these nails.
Hmm.
I ain't gonna lie, no shade. Sometimes I see nail techs that's charging a lot of money, and I'm like, why you think you could charge that?
Hmm.
I find that to be disrespectful, actually.
Hmm.
Right? You shouldn't charge that but you people really need to look at what you are bringing to the table and be realistic. Be realistic. Do you think that you can charge that amount? Do you think that the art that you're providing or the service that you're providing is worth that amount?
Right. Hmm.
So that's how I'll come up with my pricing.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Now, what are some things you like about the nail industry, and what are some things you think the nail industry could be improved on?
I'm always gonna pick creative first, right? The nail industry is, you can be creative, you can make a lot of money in the nail industry if you do it properly. Um,
Hmm.
Now we're in the age of the internet and the Amazon, and before you could only go to a nail supply store and you had to have a license,
Hmm.
right? Now you don't. Now it's the I'm sorry, I have a call that I'm gonna
All good.
ignore. I apologize.
It's
Let
all
me
good.
turn it off. Right. Before, you had to have a nail license to shop at these places, right? We didn't have Amazon, so it was
Hmm.
hard to find nail stuff. Now I love that we have endless amount of supplies now. Whatever
Right.
you want, you could just put it in Google and find it,
Yeah.
right? You
Hmm.
can find anything at this point. You can put anything on the nail at this point,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that's what I love about it. Like, we have come so far. I love that. I love how fast we're growing now. I feel like somebody
Yeah.
just hit the go button and we have not stopped since.
Yeah.
And while COVID was a sad time, it actually was a good time for some nail techs,
Hmm.
right? You actually got to sit home and really work on your craft and start making press-ons, and you started a whole business being home,
Yeah.
right? So that's what I
Hmm.
love about this industry. We've been going ever since.
Yeah.
What I think we need to work on is sticking together
Right.
as nail techs and not being so catty and competitive, because
Right.
you don't have to compete when you stand, when you are working in your truth, like you are in your
Hmm.
purpose, you're doing what you're
Hmm.
supposed to do. Can't nobody take a client from you. They gonna go
Right.
where they want to go, right? And if a
Right.
client is loyal to you, they'll
Hmm.
stay, and that's okay. People have the right to choose where they want to be, and
Hmm.
that's the beauty of it. And if I want to come back, I'll come back,
Hmm.
right? And if not, you open up my books are closed. Thank God, right? That I'm able to say that my books are closed. I'm
Right.
grateful to be
Hmm.
there, but I'm able to say that because I was consistent. I said
Right.
that on the panel. You have to be consistent. You
Hmm.
cannot waver. You were gonna go down it's gonna be up and down, up and down, up and down. But consistency, we need more of that in this nail industry. We
Hmm.
need more togetherness. Like the fact that you even invited me on your podcast. This is the second time I've been, on something speaking about nails, by the way. Well, the third time, right? So,
Right. Hmm.
I love this. All this now, like podcasts about nails. I used to say that in the salon, like, I'm gonna do a podcast, guys. Just talking shit. I don't know anything about nothing that you're doing, but I love it. I love that.
Hmm.
Imagine having just cocktails and nails and just talking with your clients. The clients was like,
Right.
yeah, we'll be on it. I love
Hmm.
that this nail industry has opened up so many avenues
Hmm.
that you're able to do nails and moderate, Asia, because you do a great job at this, girl. I couldn't do it.
Thank you.
I couldn't do it. So
Yeah.
that's what I love this nail industry for that we have been on go.
Hmm.
But we do need to work on supporting each other more
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
being able and being able to take constructive criticism. Not everybody's trying to play you. Some people just
Hmm.
actually want you to grow
Yeah.
and be the best nail tech that you can be, right? Because why you want to do this and be half-assed? You want to do this and be great at it. You
Absolutely.
know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, thank you so much for the kind words, because I think that it's a critical time now where I want to have people's voices be heard, in the nail industry. And I think another thing too that's an issue with the nail industry is not only people have a problem, some people have a problem with taking constructive criticism, but it's also too the aspect of egos.
oh
And
yeah,
also too the lack of accountability with, nail influencers and some of these nail brands and things like that. And I'm glad that there's more people talking about these different things, especially also with the tokenism, the racism, and things like
yeah,
that. So definitely, those things have to be worked on more and shed more of a light on.
yeah, girl. Listen, I won't even bring that up, but I went through something like that. Pissed me
Mm,
off, and it honestly at first I was like, it made me so angry. I'm like, "Nah, I gotta work harder. Like something's got to change. This can't be it.
yeah,
This can't be it.
right,
You bust your ass to do this job. Because while doing those is beautiful for the client. By the time you're done, you are exhausted.
right,
Your
mm,
back hurt, your hands hurt. Look, I have carpal tunnel. I've had some stuff happen to me during this whole nail thing, right?
mm-hmm,
I'll be damned if somebody doesn't take me serious. There's no way. I work too
mm,
hard.
yeah, absolutely, most definitely. Now, what are some of your favorite nail products for nail art and nail services?
Ooh, favorite nail products. So I do a lot of my painting, well, actually all of my nail art. I use the honey fan nail art jars.
Mm-hmm,
Um, I think I have the brushes right here. Yeah. So I use the yeah, honey nails, like
mm-hmm,
the art brushes, and they
mm-hmm,
also have like a art
mm-hmm.
these art colors. Because let me tell you, before they came out with gel art pods, we was out here struggling, girl. we the lines were not as sharp, right? So I love my
Mm-hmm,
nail art jars. I can't go anywhere without those.
mm-hmm,
I think right now my favorite gel polishes to use are DC
mm-hmm,
by C&D. Not
mm-hmm,
by C&D, sorry, by D&D. So
mm-hmm.
I love their colors. They're really bright. The brush is actually really nice. Brush is important. A
Yeah,
brush is important, right? On how it goes
right.
around the cuticle. So yeah, those are my favorite nail art things. And buying nail charms, I go down a whole rabbit hole of buying nail charms. I'm telling you, I can be looking at nail charms for hours, for 5 hours at a time. Like, all right, I'll be back. Come back. I have about 80 things in my cart. That is where that's my favorite nail art stuff.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. Yeah, like charms you could find on different places like Amazon,
Oh, girl,
AliExpress, and anything
everywhere.
that you could put on the nail. It's crazy.
Everything that you could put on a nail, and you have put some shit on some nails, okay? Hey, so wait a minute, right? Oh, whew, girl, I'm listen. I was like, baby, this nail is sitting, okay? Anything, and I crazy. I showed your nails to uh one of my trainees. Like, listen, this right here is what you call art. There's no there's no stopping what you can put on a nail, right? We don't
Right,
have um there's just no limit. There's no limit,
right,
and I think that's so dope that we have that right now. That people are
right,
not afraid to, before you can have braids at work, you can have locks at work, you can have long nails. Still, some jobs you can't, right? Rightfully so, you just
right.
can't. But now, girl, women are going to work, honey, with the long nails, and it's a
Hmm.
and it is the like it's a conversation starter.
Right.
right? People
Mhm.
like, what's on your finger? Now everybody's chiming in.
Mhm.
It's a conversation piece.
Right.
And that shit is dope. I
Mhm.
love being in this part of it. Love it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, most definitely. Now, where do you see you in your nail career in the next 10 years from now?
Ooh, it's gonna be so good. I would love to have trained more girls. I am starting my nail press online. Um,
Ooh.
yeah, nail press online. Not only press ons, but just nail supplies in general. I was
Mhm.
so scared to do that before, but now I'm like, fuck it, I'm doing it,
Right.
right? Because I know what I would want
Yeah.
if I was a nail tech, right? I know what the
Mhm.
nail techs want. I know what they need. Like I know that now.
Right.
Before I was
Mhm.
going, people telling me what I needed. I know
Mhm.
what we need. I know, so I want to be able to
Mhm.
provide that to my girls or
Mm,
to
yeah,
my
yeah.
fellow nail techs because they got some dope guys out there too that do nails.
Mm, yeah, absolutely, most definitely. If you had a top 5 list of your favorite nail artists, who would they be and why?
Ooh, Asia, you one of them, girl. Top five nail artists. I love Sashani Gray. I love her. She is not
Mhm.
crazy with the nail art, but
Mhm.
her foundation is so clean,
Mm, absolutely.
right? Her
Yeah.
foundation is clean as hell, and she has found her own lane in stamping.
Yeah.
Like I don't see anyone do stamping like Sashani. And I'm
Mm.
not gonna lie, I don't know how the hell to do stamping. I bought some stamp stuff. I ain't used it yet. I don't know. I'm gonna just take a class. I don't
Right.
know how to stamp. Everything for me is drawing. But
Yeah,
she
me
has
too.
I love that she's found this way of doing it that cuts her time. And her shit is clean and consistent.
Yeah,
Right. I love
absolutely.
Sashani. Love Sashani. I love Tiny Luxury.
Yeah, Tiny. Mhm.
Tiny Luxury. I love her stuff too. There's so much. I can't remember everybody's Instagram name just off the top of my head. Your work. I love Holly with the good nails.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
love her. I think that yes, what it's called. Holly. Yeah, Holly with the good nails.
Mhm.
Her shit's dope. I
Mm.
like that. It's very like I actually bought a class because I want to take the class. I haven't sat down and looked at it yet, but yes, I bought one of her classes.
Mhm.
Um, who else? I can't remember. But there's a lot of dope girls out there that I just love.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna be honest, I had not even seen your work until I got to the when we did the panel. Then I
Mhm.
was like, oh shit. I didn't know you were a nail tech at first. I was like, oh, she does the panel. When I went on there, I said, how did I miss this? But the Instagram algorithm is ghetto, so you don't get to see everybody, right? All the
Yeah, right,
time.
exactly.
But they listen, now I love it. Your work is dope. When you did the bear, I was like, teddy bear,
Mhm.
like you built it. I was like, yeah, I'm not building shit, but this is dope. Well, I can't say I will never, but that was dope. So I think your work is dope. So I don't know if I have a top five. I just have a set of nail techs that I follow and I think are dope because there's also people from other countries that are dope
Right.
that I don't
Mhm.
necessarily know. I don't speak to, but their work is amazing. It's clean and
Mhm.
the art is clean too.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. There's a nail artist I really like that's from another country. She's from France and she goes by Eva. And
Hmm.
so her handle is Nails Up. Her work is phenomenal.
Nails. What is it?
Nails Up.
Nails up. Oh, I gotta follow that. I like to follow all the love. I feel like the only things on my Instagram thing feed now is like nails and sneakers and food.
Yeah,
Nails,
yeah.
sneakers, and food. Um, but
Mm,
yeah, no, it is. We are in a good place, man. We are in a good place right
mm,
now, and I am excited to be a part of it for sure.
mm,
Excited. But yeah, it's a lot of dope. Oh, you know who I like too? Spiff.
Spifster.
Spifster. I like
Mm,
her art really helped me actually in the very beginning because I'm like, oh yeah, she is doing everything I want to do. Like
mm,
she has her own niche, right?
right.
Her line work is very different.
Absolutely.
Um it just all came together perfect.
Right. Mm,
So I fed off of Spiffs. I'm like, this is dope right here, you
mm.
know? Ooh, hold on. Can I move over to get my charger really quick? Because I feel like thing is
Yeah, go
gonna
ahead.
die.
Okay. Here we go. All right, and we are back. So, last but not least, where can people find you on social media, and how can people support you and your business?
Um, so people can find me at She's Polished,
Mm-hmm.
SHESPOLISHED, on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
What people can do is start following my little TikTok. I suck at TikTok. Okay, it's just too hard to keep up. So many things going on TikTok. My TikTok is sad. So if y'all can go like my TikTok, that'd be great, right? Um, Asia, my TikTok sucks. They're like, and you got 94 followers on TikTok. And I'm like, I know. But I usually forget when I post. When I post on Instagram, I'm like, why can't it just go straight to the TikTok? Like, when you post on Instagram, it goes straight to Facebook. That'll be
Right.
really good if it can go straight to TikTok. So I'm gonna be working on that more. So if you guys could like my TikTok, that'd be great. How can you support me? Just just keep liking and commenting. I like to take criticism, constructive criticism, because that's how we grow, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how we grow in anything that we do. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, unfortunately, I'm a one man show, so I can't take more clients right now.
Right.
But once I open up my calendar, I do put it on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Back when I used to overwork myself and I used to do like 7 clients a day, those
Mm-hmm.
days for me, and I'm not a young spring chicken anymore, honey. This carpal tunnel is kicking my ass. So just be, just, bear with me. Hopefully, I would like to train more girls to do what
Mm-hmm.
what I do and what we all do, so there could be more black nail techs, because that's what it is. We are lacking in
Absolutely.
black nail techs, and that's what everybody wants to support now. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if just support me, but support other black nail techs.
Absolutely.
Support us so that there is not a lack of nail techs, because everybody's like, we can't get
Right.
an appointment. I'm like, because what we do takes a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Right.
spend 3 hours with a client on art itself. By the time you finish
Right.
doing the your foundation work, and then you start putting on the nail, extending the nail, however it is you doing art, it takes a long time. So just
Mm-hmm.
be patient with us. Give us a little grace. We getting there.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting there. So, oh, and then support my nails when they come out. They'll be out soon.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Most definitely. Well, thank you so much, Angie, for jumping on. Your work is absolutely great. I'm glad we had the opportunity to meet at the Beyond the Brush event back in March. So it was a great pleasure to interact with you and to meet you on the panel and speak with you on the panel, along with a few other nail techs and business owners. So, this is a very fun conversation. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much again.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes, absolutely. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye. Hello, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to click the bell for notifications. Also, follow me on my social media platforms and be on the lookout for more interviews to come very soon. Take care, stay healthy, and stay beautiful. Bye bye.